English boarding school in India. So at a very early age, I was exposed to music that was on some level very foreign to me, but at the same time I found it deeply profound. And I think that that experience of growing up in a foreign country at such an early age, it ingrained in me the knowledge that music has this tremendous capacity to transcend cultural and religious barriers. So when I moved to America and I began to study music professionally, and I had originally my training was in the Persian classical santur, which is the hammered dulcimer, and then I went on to study early medieval European music. That was where I really had my formal training. But I took this experience with me from my early childhood, and I feel that every time I perform a song, for whatever purpose, whether it's for a record or for a soundtrack, I try to bring that experience with me, this experience that I know I can communicate in a way that is going to transcend this cultural and language barrier.
I studied traditional Iranian music as well as Western harmony and jazz harmony. But I truly learned about composition when I worked in UCLA dance department later on with various choreographers. I have a lot of instruments from around the world, basically in two categories: a lot of string instruments which are legato, and also a series of lutes. For such a recording, actually the architecture is very important. The way I approach it is, for this one particularly, it was very important for me that the strings do sound live and does sound like an orchestra and not like it's just a synthesizer playing.
This album was tremendously profound for both of us. It's really the first time that we came together both as husband and wife and musical collaborators, and we brought together our influences, our experiences, and it really became important for us to do something that was just the two of us, that we were able to kind of explore our own individual potential in every capacity and have no fear about where we could possibly take it. And for Loga, for the first time, he really did these incredible string arrangements and brought in his entire arsenal of amazing ethnic and European instruments. And for me, it was the first time that I got to go beyond just being a vocalist, and I got to do the percussion, I got to do programming, I got to create the sound design with Loga, and this is kind of, I would say, the culmination of all our work. All our years of experience has come together on this one project.
My goal for this project was to create a feel of an Eastern orchestra. These instruments by nature were not really meant to be played in a large ensemble. And to be able to blend them, it does take a lot of EQ, it takes a lot of thinking in advance of how you're going to blend them together, which spectrum of the instruments to use, especially with those legato instruments, the tuning and the range and the harmonics that they create. To be able to manage that was a big challenge.
People often ask me why it is that I've worked so much on film and TV scores. And I think it's really because Eastern music, by nature, it conveys a certain emotion and mystery that lends itself so well to music which is intended to be dramatic. And for me personally, it's about being able to deliver my performance in a way that is very authentic without being culturally specific.
color and tones are one and the same, and from that perspective I was always very attracted to do a project that is very visual. And this was a great opportunity to bring together all of our experiences by working on different soundtracks, working on film scores, video games, and by touring all around the world. Now we had a whole new palette of sounds that we wanted to put to this project.